Alright, we just finished putting the cam in, and now what we're going to do, we're going to go through and I'm going to demonstrate on one of them changing the valve springs out with the heads on. I know there's a bunch of videos out there. I just figured I'd do it to finish up this series, but so what we're going to do is we're changing these out, changing the springs out. We're putting in CompCam's 918 springs, actually replacing the ones that are kind of high miles on it. And also we're going to change out the valve seals, and we'll go through and do that, and I'll just show them to you right now. Have it apart. I'm going to do it kind of quick, but the black one is for the intake and the red one is for the exhaust. Went with Chevrolet valve seat seals just for ease, no particular reason. So what we're going to do, we got the Trick Flow valve spring compressor on there. I've got a Lisle, L-I-S-L-E cylinder head compression tool, so I got that screwed into the spark plug hole. I've got about 60 pounds of air pressurizing it so the valves won't drop in when we compress it. So I've got everything set aside for one cylinder, and I'm going to try to knock it out as fast as I can because I definitely don't want to drop a valve spring. I probably have the wrong size on there. And I do. Alright. Let's knock this out. If I hear air starting to come out, I'm going to stop. I'm going to drop this down. I've got a magnet standing by to grab the keepers for the valves. So I'm going to drop this down. You can see it's loosening everything up. Let's see what we can get out. Got one. Put that aside. I'm going to drop this right in the grease. So it'll go in the next one. So we can get out on this one. Got the other one out. Keep that air flowing. Got the other one. Alright, so now we're going to do the valve seals. All I do is take a pair of pliers, get a good grip on it, try very cautiously not to hit the valve itself because you could drop that down into the cylinder. I'm going to do one. Again, cautiously. Alright. So new valve seals. To the exhaust first, no particular reason. I put a little bit of oil on it. And I am going to slowly work that over. Don't jam it down in there real fast because you could lose the valve. So now I got it on a little bit of the clip. There we go. Slide it down nicely. Same thing on this side, a little bit of oil. And you could tell which one's the exhaust and which one's the intake. The exhaust lines up with the exhaust pipe, and the intake lines up with the intake. Okay, got that started. Then what I do is I'm going to just take a 21mm socket, drop it over the top, tap it until I hear metal. That's seated. Those are on. Intake spring, exhaust spring. Alright, retainers. We're going to go ahead and throw it back together. I just want to do this kind of quickly so I don't risk any chance of losing a valve. And before you run these down, make sure the tops of the spring hats there are lined up so that when you do tighten it, it doesn't push the valve down. And again, always, just for safety precautions, always have a magnet handy. You might be able to catch that valve before it drops down in the cylinder if it should do that. So we're going to run this all the way down so we can get the keepers in there. I like to put a little bit of grease on the keepers, and it just kind of holds them in place so they don't pop off the spring when you loosen it. So I like to get these nice and compressed so they'll slide in nicely. You see, you'll feel like a little groove where this thing pops into. There it goes. You can kind of see it pop in. I got it coated with grease. I don't think I have that down far enough. I'm not going to get the bottom side in. So I'm going to run these down a little bit more. Alright. And what I'm going to do is just wedge this down a little so I get the bottom in. And you can see the taper to it. The taper is going to go down towards the bottom. There's one end. It's holding nicely. Have to fish these out of the grease now. Taper to the bottom. Stick it in there nicely. And same thing with this one. One more. And of course, that one's not going in. Let's see if we can get this thing wedged down a little. Slide in. Alright, it slid in. Looks good. And then we'll just back it off here. Keeping an eye on it, make sure that everything catches. We don't want anything coming apart after we let go of these springs. And you can see the tension starting to build back up on them. See some of that grease pop off. And I've seen this happen before. I've seen other guys do this. Take kind of like a rubber intake, and they look like they're in there good. And so I've done 2 so far. I got a bunch more to do, but hopefully this helps you out.